opportunity. This is a program that starts out at $19.95 a month and gives you the opportunity to be able to send out up to 100 text messages per month using a 5-digit phone number. The number is 75,000. Now that phone number essentially becomes your phone number to be able to market whatever products and services it is that you're already representing out there. So if you're already in a home-based business, if you're already running a brick-and-mortar business, if you're selling coffee, if you're running a restaurant, you can use this program to be able to run promotions and regenerate recurring business to the folks that are already interested in what you're already doing. That's a pretty exciting opportunity, because what we're doing for you is really taking the people that are already interested and that you're already working with on a daily basis and connecting them with you so that you can remind them about the great products and services you already have. That's just one piece of the platform, however, because you also get 2 other products at all 3 price points. We've got $19.95, and we have $59.95 and $199.95. And what we call our core products includes the text messaging platform that I just talked about, and you also get a mobile website wizard, and you also get a customized QR code generator, a big part of the reason why we call the program Uniquely. Now, just jumping in at the $19.95 platform gives you the opportunity to earn in what we call a 0 sponsorship required matrix, which means you don't have to tell anybody about this program to potentially be able to jump in and get big earnings right away. Now, it's really nice that we've done things that way. We've also geared the comp plan to where you're really rewarded by either jumping in at a higher price point or working with others and helping them to understand the power of Uniquely. So if you're even at the $19.95 price point and you sponsor 5 people, it opens up some big pieces of the compensation plan. If you sponsor 10 people, it really opens up the compensation plan and allows you to earn all the way through our matrix up to 6 generations of fast starts. And I'm not going to get too heavy into the compensation plan side of things tonight, but I do want you guys to know you've got a very powerful program here that's already worldwide and allows you the opportunity to be able to jump into something at a very low price point with a very powerful product. Now, to get it into the new text messaging platform, this is something that we're really excited about because we actually just went live with our text messaging platform last Friday. And so here we are on Wednesday. It's only 5 days later, and our programming team is working around the clock to build something that's a lot more user-friendly and a lot easier for you to understand. So I'm going to get into that right now, and this is part of what we call our Webinar Wednesdays. These are going to be held every single Wednesday moving forward, and you're going to get a little bit of insider information that a lot of folks might not have if they're not on these. So we appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to be here for this, because you're going to be rewarded right now with a little bit of a preview of what's coming with our text messaging platform. So let's talk a little bit about that and go to our next slide here. Right now, the text messaging platform is set up in a way where it can be a little bit cumbersome to use, and part of the reason for that is because it's very, very powerful. So what we've done with that is we've taken the power behind it and we've put what you might call a beautiful face on it. We've really made it really easy to use. As you can see, this is what's going to be coming to you on September 23rd. So I want to make it clear that we're talking about 12 days from today. You're going to be seeing a whole new SMS text messaging platform, and this is what it's going to look like. When you log into your back office and you click on your SMS link in the back office, these are going to be the options you're presented with, the opportunity to have your Welcome Center. Your Welcome Center really essentially will be a really great way for you to reach out to clients who first initially text in your keyword to the 75,000 phone number that's now yours when you sign up with us either at $19.95, $59.95, or $199.95 a month. And that welcome message basically tells people what you're about. So when people text in your keyword, the default message is going to be thanks for subscribing, text stop to quit or start to resume. Now that's not a very exciting, motivating message, so instead what we want to do is get you, when you first sign up with Uniquely, to go into that Welcome Center and create a really nice welcome message. That welcome message can be anything from 20% off your next order with me, join my team this week and get a free $50 gift card, whatever it is that you want to do that motivates people to work with you either in your home-based business if you're in network marketing, or in your brick-and-mortar-based business where you're offering physical products and services. So that's what the Welcome Center is that you see at the top link here on this page. The next thing you'll see there is the Campaign Center. Now, the Campaign Center is actually where you kind of create messages that are scheduled to go out. So once somebody opts in with you and they get their first welcome message, then they're going to be pushed through to a series of messages that you create that are all based on the moment that they joined in with you. So in other words, I might send in the word "make money with me" to the phone number 75,000, and I'll get a welcome message up front. Now with the Campaign Center, you set it where 2 days after I get my first welcome message, I get another message that says, hey, congratulations, you've got 40% off your next purchase with me. Now another person might opt in 5 days later, and they're going to be on that same timeline. In other words, they get the welcome message that day. 2 days later, once again for them, they get that same message that says 40% off when you join with my team. So those are the kind of things you can build with our Campaign Center, and you're in full control of those messages, what they say, when they go out, and that sort of thing. The manual SMS broadcast tool is going to be a one-time tool. So if you want to send out a one-time message to your team, the folks that have opted in for text messages with you, you can use the manual SMS broadcast tool to be able to do that and send out any message about any product or service or special you might have going on. If you're a restaurant and you have a live band coming in this week and you want to talk to them about, you want to talk to your clients about some of the exciting things you guys have going on, then that's a great way to do that. So we'll go ahead and go to the next slide here and show you guys a part of the Welcome Center here. You're going to be able to either view your current welcome message or change your current welcome message. That's, again, the first message people receive when they opt in with you. And this is kind of how that looks after you go to view your current welcome message. You're going to be able to see what that says currently, the message that people are currently getting when they opt in.
Call recording is on.
When you go to your next, we'll go to the next slide. This will be where you can edit that message and put in any kind of message that you want at this particular point and let people know what you're about, whether you're running that home-based business or anything else out there. In the Campaign Center, you're going to be able to either view or modify your current primary campaign, or you're going to be able to view or modify a one-time campaign. Here's the difference between a primary campaign and a one-time campaign. Your primary campaign is the set of messages that everyone gets no matter what whenever they opt in with you. So you might have a certain standard set of things that you tend to offer, 10, 15% off, join my team and get a special reward, that sort of thing. But then you have those one-time campaigns. Let's say it's a restaurant that wants to do some promotions for Oktoberfest. We're in the month of September, so this is Oktoberfest time of year. Now, if they wanted to run some specials, let people know about some of the great beers they're going to be carrying, that sort of thing, that would be the place they'd want to do that. So I'm going to click the next arrow here and give you an idea what that's going to look like. And this is, again, all coming on September 23rd. So this is some exciting stuff that's happening. And again, I want to make it clear, too, that there might be some minor changes to this as we move forward, but we're giving you a little sneak preview here because you guys chose to take some time out of your busy schedules and join us for Webinar Wednesdays. So that's pretty awesome. So as you can see in the primary Campaign Center, you can name the message whatever you want, create the content of the message as you want it, put it in whatever order you want to be delivered to the people, and then what day those messages get delivered. So once I opt in, day one for me would be, if I opt in today, day one for me would be September 12th. Isn't that correct? Now, for another person who opts in 55 days from now, that's going to be a different day. So day one essentially means the first day after they've opted in for messages from you, this is going to be the message they receive. So these are the kind of things that we're doing with the text message platform to make it really easy and simple. And this is a part of what we were on our side of things. We've really heard our distributors who have been really pouring their hearts out to us to let us know this is the kind of platform we really want. So we want you to know we've really listened to you. And a lot of what you see here is coming from the suggestions of our leaders, and we really appreciate that. So thank you all for being really in touch with what we want to do with this platform and helping us to create really a powerful platform for you guys. We'll go to the next link here and show you kind of an example of the one-time Campaign Center. Oops, I went too far. Let's go back another link. The one-time Campaign Center would be where you'll be able to create a group of messages. You name this whatever you want. In this example, we called it September Specials. And then you can create each message and add a title to it. The content, a lot of the same stuff that you saw in the primary Campaign Center. However, in the one-time Campaign Center, these are messages that are going to go out once and never again. So essentially, you're going to create messages, whether it's a list of 500 messages or 3 messages or 2 messages or whatever you want. These are one-time messages. So they're going to be, maybe you're running a particular, you're trying to get a group build going for that particular month, and you really want to get people in for the month of September. These messages would be what would be delivered during that month only. And once it's done, it gets moved out. So that's one nice thing about this one-time Campaign Center is it's really going to help you to be able to create the stuff to get people motivated and get rocking with you, whatever business it is that you're already running. I'm going to go to the next link here. This is our manual SMS broadcast area. This will be where you can create whatever content you want. It gets delivered either immediately or you can choose a delivery date, and then you can select what contacts that goes out to. The nice thing about that is that, a lot of the time you don't want to necessarily build a whole campaign and that sort of thing. Maybe you just want to write a quick message and get it out there. That's what this manual SMS broadcast tool is going to be built for. And I actually believe that is, yes, that's the end of this particular piece. So this gives you an idea where the text messaging platform is headed. And hopefully a lot of you guys who have already seen the text messaging platform have logged back into your back office, because today we put up some tutorials for the current SMS text platform the way it is right now. But we do want to let you know this is the Leaders Whisper launch for a reason, because we have a lot of things that we're putting together in the background to make things go the right way so it's a usable tool for everybody to be able to see. And that's a big part of what we're putting together as a company. Now, as this thing is building out and we're really growing as a company, I think one of the nice things about it is you're seeing the evolution of something that's going to be one of the most powerful tools on the planet. And it's going to be something that's really, really affordable. One thing that's nice about setting a $19.95 price point on this for us as a company is that we feel like it's really going to be an addictive service. So once someone comes in with us and they experience the power of being able to send out 100 text messages up front, and they notice that it generates new business in 10 to 15% of those cases, perhaps. That means that you're looking at a system that's working for you at less than $20 a month, and it's already doing the heavy lifting for you. What's the next step for you? Well, you want to move up. You want more text messages. You want to be able to go to 1,000 text messages. You want to be able to go to 4,000 text messages. What's cool about that for you now is if you enrolled that person, that business, that company, whatever it might happen to be, you're the one that gets rewarded. Because the way our compensation plan is structured in the volume membership bonus, as people move up to higher levels, that becomes a pretty hefty paycheck very quickly. In fact, for people that you've immediately enrolled, every single month, if they're at the $199.95 platform, you're going to be earning a paycheck of $52 every single month. Now, that's just for your personal enrollments, because our compensation plan pays you down 10 generations through those folks, something that we saw actually in the video that we previewed at the beginning of this, which, again, some of you may have not been able to see, and I apologize for that. I had a few people that said here that they were having a hard time reading it. So actually, one more time, I am going to go ahead and put the link out there one last time. So that is the link to the video that's going to be going live on your replicated sites. Pretty cool to be here on these Wednesdays because you can learn a lot of cool stuff about what's going on with this company and what we're doing. So that video is going to be what you're going to see happening on your replicated websites as people come to your webpage. Right now, and I'm going to answer a question that's come up over and over. One of the questions that keeps coming up is, how come there's not more information when people come to pre-enroll with me right now? How come there's not a whole lot there when you go to the replicated sites at the moment? Well, the answer is pretty simple. Same reason there's not a whole lot of information on the homepage, because we're in Whisper's pre-launch. This is an opportunity for our leaders to lock in their positions. And if we were going out and spreading all this information on either the homepage or on the replicated sites before people put in their information and move past what we call like a walled garden, essentially, we now have their contact information for you. They go into your contact manager. You're going to be able to email those folks right from our back office. Got a lot of tools at your fingertips to be able to help those people out. However, until they put that information in, because we were in this Leaders Whisper launch, which we still are currently in, we wanted to give you guys the opportunity to be able to do that without a billion people on the planet everybody knows about uniquely, which is what's going to happen as we move forward. So before that happens, before we open up the doors and move into our actual pre-launch, that's when you can expect tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people to jump into this program, and that's why your timing is essential right now to make sure that your teams are built the right way. And so my recommendation, if you haven't done so already, is call every single friend that you have. Get them locked in at the very least at the $19.95 level. How many programs out there can really offer what is really truly a great product that actually has value at less than $20 a month, especially in network marketing? And when you look at the way our compensation plan is structured, we're paying out a lot of money. So we've got a few people who've been asking some questions of us. We'll get to those here in a minute. So I'm seeing them come through in our message list, which is great. Glad to have that. But we are going to save the questions for after the webinar here, which will be done in just about 5 minutes. So just to let you guys know, we definitely want to hear from you, and I appreciate those questions coming in. You're welcome to keep sending them in, and it's going to take me a minute before we get to the end of the webinar and I address those. But this is really the time period during this Leaders Whisper launch. When you see what we're going to be doing with that text message tool, I hope that gets you guys as excited as I am, because there's nothing like that at this price point out there on the planet. And when people start to realize the power of this tool and they start actually taking advantage of it and really pushing this out there, boy, the doors are going to be pushed down really quickly. And if you didn't build a team in advance of that and really be able to take advantage of the compensation plan and the way it's structured, then you're going to be kicking yourself when the time comes. So after we get off of this webinar tonight, here would be my goal for you. I would like for you to go and tell 3 people that there is a phone call happening tomorrow. Now, you're going to get the details on where to dial into our phone call tomorrow. That's going to be happening at the exact same time. So it happens at 6 o'clock Pacific time, 9 o'clock Eastern. That's tomorrow night and also Friday night. And we're going to be doing those on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. because Wednesday is Webinar Wednesday. So you remember that every Wednesday when it comes up to be here on the webinar. In the meantime, grab those 3 people, get them on the call, because we're going to talk a lot about what this platform is and why this is an exciting time period to be a part of Uniquely. And this is really a growth phase for us, and as a company, we appreciate your patience while we're really getting this dialed in and locked in. However, it's also a really great opportunity to be ahead of a huge wave. So that's the way we really look at this, and actually, the feedback that we've gotten from the field has been one of just absolute excitement. People are really thrilled to be a part of this early, even though they know that we've had, that our text message platform isn't exactly the way we want it to be. Even though they know that the mobile web wizard is coming here essentially in the next week or so, that there's a few tools like that that are really coming and going to be really strong and a lot better. The excitement behind this has been at a fever pitch. Part of the reason for that, too, as a company, we made a decision. We launched and we're able to do our first payout 8 days after we went into our launch. And we actually had our second payout 2 days ago. And I want to mention this actually while we're on the webinar, and we'll send out an email reminder about this. We're going to be moving our payout dates to Wednesdays instead of Mondays. Part of the reason for that is because on our side of things, it's a little harder for us to be able to do a wire transfer on Mondays. If we get them in really, really, really early, sometimes they apply in time. However, it can cause problems for those of you who are expecting a payout on Mondays exactly. So what we're going to do is, instead of doing things that way, we're going to move it to Wednesdays. That gives us a little bit of time to get our wires out, and specifically with Payoneer, that's an international wire. It actually gets wired into England. And England is 7 hours ahead of where we are here in Colorado. So if we don't get that wire out in time, it simply just doesn't go into the account, and therefore we can't get people paid out via Payoneer. So that's a thing that we wanted to resolve before it became an issue. We haven't had anybody complain about it at this point in time because we've been able to take care of that, get our wires out and stuff. But we wanted to be able to sort of pre-address that. So we're going to move that, shift it 2 days forward. So your new paid day is going to be starting on Wednesdays, and we'll also tell you a little bit too about how that structure works in the email. We'll talk about cutoff dates and what those are, and we'll talk about our matrix monthly payouts, which is different than our weekly payouts. So that's some exciting stuff has been happening with the company since we went into our Whisper Leaders launch here just about 3 weeks ago. It's amazing how much is being accomplished as we move forward with this platform and see the growth that's happening with the company. And I hope you guys feel the same way. We've gotten a lot of good feedback, so I know that you do. But if you have any comments or questions, a lot of how we built that text messaging platform and the way that it's going to be going out when it launches on September 23rd is based around the suggestions and comments that we've gotten from the leaders. We have some very strong leadership within this company, and I'm really proud of that, and I'm really appreciative of that. So it's nice to see that. So let's go ahead and address some of the questions that some folks have been coming in and asking. By the way, we've had a few people just saying, I love it, love it, love it. Thank you very much for that. Really appreciate that. Very nice. It was another comment. Perfect. Great video. Awesome. Now, here's a great question I'm going to address. Somebody asked about, are we going to have promotional materials and banners and that sort of thing? The answer is not only yes, but it's going to be a little more extensive than you might think in the back office. What we're doing with the banner side of things is we're not just going to create 1 or 2 banners, but they're actually going to be animated GIF-style banners, so it'll draw a lot of attention to the eye. We're going to build them in all kinds of sizes and give you multiple options for those. So you're talking about the ability to be able to just emphasize the text messaging platform. If you don't want to talk about the comp plan at all and you want to run a pay-per-click campaign or whatever it might happen to be, or buy some banner ad space somewhere, you can do that, and you can run it just based on the product. Hey, use our product and get these 3 cool products at $19.95. Join now. Or if you want to talk about the compensation plan side of things, join this product right now. It's a 0 sponsorship required matrix. You can literally earn a paycheck without ever telling anyone about this program. So we're going to have different banners for you, and on top of just building the banners, we're actually going to give you the code that goes with it. So it's going to point straight to your replicated site. So that's a great question, because that's something we're working on right now in the back office. So when you go back there, you're not going to have to save the banner to your local hard drive, which some people don't know to save it as a GIF file. And some people only grab a JPEG or whatever, that kind of stuff. We'll avoid all that confusion. You'll see how it looks. You'll get the presentation of it. All you'll have to do is copy the code and go over to a website that allows you to be able to buy banner ad space and paste that in as your code, and you're done. And it points directly to your replicated website. When folks enroll there, Again, it starts another thing for you because we have our autoresponders that kick in. So that means they're going to start getting an email drip from us as a company. So you do the one thing of going and buying the banner ad space, and we do the rest for you. So that there's a lot of stuff that we're doing behind the scenes to really make that stuff happen. Good question, and I like that very much. Someone else asked a question about Twitter. Let me answer this one here. Question was, do I have to have a Twitter account? Do my clientele have to have Twitter to receive these messages? Absolutely not. This platform is based around cell phones, and you don't even have to have a smartphone to be able to do it. So if I've got an old school 1996 Samsung phone with a black and white screen or a Nokia or something like that, well, everybody knows Nokias last forever, right? So let's just say I've got an old Nokia old school phone from 1996, and I send in the text message with your username. Let me see who that question came in from. So I'm going to answer this a little more personally. Scrolling up here, apologize, I'm getting a bunch of questions, so I got to scroll up quite a bit. Came from Farrell. Okay, so let's say my username is Farrell. People can send the word Farrell to the phone number 75,000, and they're going to immediately get a text message response back. Now, you don't have to even have a cell phone yourself because our back office takes care of it. You log into our back office, you write your messages, you create your campaigns. You don't even ever have to have a cell phone to be able to reach out to these people and market to them. And you can include right in your message to them in the text message, you can include a link to your mobile website that we create for you. We help you create it, that you can upload your own logo to, create your own menu items, and it looks great on an iPhone, looks great on an Android device. Now, to be able to click that link, you would have to have a smartphone, which about 87% of the planet does at this point in time. But if they don't, they're still going to get text messages that say, show this text to your server at our restaurant for a free appetizer, or 20% off your next order if you show this text. That's the kind of thing you're going to be able to do with our platform, and Twitter absolutely is not necessary to be able to work with us on this platform. Getting a ton of questions. This is awesome, guys. Thank you very much. Keep them coming, and I'm going to address as many of these as I can. We're going to end the webinar here in about 10 minutes, just to be clear, so I'm going to get to as many of these questions as I can. Somebody asked the question, how can we upload our lists? It's still disabled at the moment. You are going to be able to upload all your lists, every lead you've got. If you have a database with 5 million people in it, you're going to be able to upload that to our systems. The one thing you're not going to be able to do is text message those people from our platform until you can tell us that they've been opted in. So, for instance, if you already have been running a text message campaign and you do have a legitimate 500 people or so that have opted in to receive text messages from you, we're going to have basically a banner that pops up that says, yes, I agree that these people have opted in for text messages from me before, and I'll be using your platform now at this point in time. Other than that, generally speaking, you're going to be able to use that import tool mostly for our email side, our email platform, which again comes at the $59.95 and the $199.95 platforms. You're going to be able to have access to our email servers where you can send out up to 15,000 emails on the $59 price point, or 500,000 emails, and this is per month, at the $199 price point. So using that, you'll be able to import your lists, send out email campaigns. You'll be able to create campaigns very similar to how the text message platform is set up, and there's a lot of power behind that. That system has been in place and in use for about 10 years. The guys that have built it have done a great job with it. But right now, the import tool is still disabled for the moment. It's going to be going live probably within the week, so just to make that clear. All right, let's see here. I have an Australian living in Thailand. Wow, representing Australia and Thailand all at once. That's awesome. What will be the short code numbers for these countries? Will it be 4 digits, 5 digits, etc.? That varies country by country, and I don't know the specifics on Thailand in particular, but I can tell you, I know South Africa, for instance, uses 4-digit short codes. And again, one of the things we're doing with this company during our Whispers pre-launch is that we're giving people the opportunity to show us what countries are really going to excel and stick their heads up above water, so to speak. So when we reach 1,000 members in a particular country, that's when we're going to pursue a short code in that country. So until that happens in Thailand and countries like that, what we're going to do is we're going to provide you guys individually with long codes, which essentially a long code is a regular phone number. But you won't have to use your regular phone to send those messages out, obviously. It goes through our system, through our servers, but it just comes through a regular phone number when it gets delivered to their phone. But our goal with that, as a company, in fact, worldwide, we really want to be on short codes as much as possible. There's sometimes where that's not the case. We can't because it's cost prohibitive. Like a good, for instance, one of the reasons why Mexico is on our list of companies or countries that we don't serve is because the text message delivery rate for us is about, it hovers around 10 cents per message. And at 10 cents per message, at 100 messages, that'd be $10 on our lowest platform. So you can see how it really kills the compensation plan doing that sort of thing. So our goal is to hopefully do as much as we can in every country we can, and eventually as we roll out more worldwide, we will definitely get to those. We had a question about Canada, a question on whether Canada is getting a vanity code of their own, and then secondly, whether Canadian members can grow a U.S. message list. At the moment, right now, no, we don't have a Canadian short code, and it is probably #1 on our priority list. And again, it's kind of the same answer. We want to see who really, pops up and brings in the membership in those places. For the moment, if you're using our text message platform, it's only going to be delivered to U.S.-based phone numbers. You can add technically a Canadian person could be added to our list if you imported a list and claimed that they had opted in, but the message wouldn't actually get delivered to their phone. When the time comes, what we're pursuing for Canada is actually the exact same phone number, 75,000. So that's the one we're looking at for Canada right now. And as far as, let's say somebody's living on the border, they're living in upstate in New York or something like that, or, down near Niagara Falls, but they're on the Canada side or whatever. For those folks, we're going to have to figure out a good solution to be able to split out your list and use one short code or the other. I don't have a great answer for that, to be totally honest with you right now, but that would be probably a solution we'll have to look into as we get closer to that. Somebody asked a question, if we're unable to upgrade and someone else does, how does that affect our income? It's a good question. If you're coming to the same enroller, or I assume you're talking about someone else who came in under the same enroller. They're going to be above you in the matrix based on placement. Our matrix is a company-wide force-filled matrix. So that means whether it's coming from the company or from people above you somewhere in the matrix or whatever, there can be spillover for some folks. That's obviously not a promise, but that is a possibility within any matrix. So your enrollment time is really crucial to being able to take advantage of the program. Now, if you're having a problem enrolling, I think that was coming from Bev. If you're having a problem enrolling, please send an email to support@uniquely.com, and that's UNEEQLEE. I'm sure you guys know that because it's right on the screen. And they'll be able to walk you through that enrollment process. And then that way you're not losing out on any opportunity to possibly lock in a good spot there. Somebody else asked the question whether or not they can change their username. You actually can do that currently right in the back office. So if you click on account info when you're logged in to Uniquely, you'll be able to change your username at the very bottom of that yourself. You don't have to send a support request. However, that's not going to last. Part of the reason right now, your username is also your keyword at our shortcode for the moment. That's going to be changing. Once that changes, actually I should say your username will always be changeable, but your keyword is not going to be, because your campaigns are really built around that keyword. So we want to make sure that, when you first sign up, right, we're going to make it a lot more clear in the sign-up process that your username is your keyword at our shortcode. So log into your back office and you'll be able to utilize that. Another question was ETA on Canada. The answer to that would be, I guess, probably a little more emphasis on the fact that we're looking for 1,000 members per country. So once we get to that number, there won't be a question. As far as how soon we'll get to 1,000 members in Canada, I would say that depends on how fast you guys can tell everyone you know. We really want you to be able to get it out there and get the word out. And when that happens, of course, we're going to work with you. Another question was, will I be able to use my existing account with the new Canadian number? Yes, you will be able to do that. Okay, another, I believe Bev kind of responded to my answer there that not enrolled, but not enrolled at the $59 price point. You can upgrade your account with us. For the moment, you have to do that by sending an email to support@uniquely.com, but there's going to be a really nice, easy upgrade path in the back office that allows you to upgrade. And you're going to be pushed to do that. If you run out of 100 text messages in the month, you're going to be pushed to upgrade. If you get more than 100 contacts in your contact manager, you're going to be pushed to upgrade to be able to see who those contacts are. So everything around our system is built toward those upgrades because it really pushes that volume membership bonus, which really increases the amount of money that everybody's making in this program. We're at 7:43. I'm going to end the webinar in 2 minutes here. So I'm going to look through these questions and see one more that I like and I'll be able to answer here. So I appreciate you guys very much being with us on this webinar. and we're really pumped about the way things are going with this. I know that everybody that's on this webinar understands the power of this program and how exciting it is and where we're heading with this. So let me go ahead and answer one last question. Once there's a total amount of 1,000 people in this particular country, hopefully it's approved and operational ASAP in those countries, how soon can we use a long code? Well, that particular question is a little bit tough to answer because each country is a little bit different about what they do for long codes. So let me give you a for instance on that. In the UK, we could launch it tomorrow because in the UK it's really easy to acquire long codes and there's no laws in place against doing that. There are actually some countries that we work with that have laws in place that specifically state you're not allowed to use a long code to use for promotional text messages. So we have to be careful on those, and we have to do the research on each particular country. And I don't know the answer on the 2 countries that you sent to me, so I appreciate the question, but I don't know the specific answer, and I hate giving out information when I don't know the answer specifically. So good questions, all of them, by the way. Thank you guys very much for being on this webinar. Awesome stuff, and there's some really, really exciting developments happening in the next couple of weeks. Again, you guys saw that a lot of the input that we received from you on the text message platform in particular is being received, and we're implementing it. We want to hear your thoughts on this. We want you to be a part of this. This is a global community. As you can see, having folks on from Thailand and from Canada and that sort of thing, this is really a global push for all of us, and we're glad to have you on board. So thank you guys very much for your hard work. Appreciate you being on this webinar. Look forward to seeing you guys on the next webinar. They happen every Wednesday, Webinar Wednesdays. So be here for Webinar Wednesday next Wednesday, and we'll get you info on our calls that happen starting tomorrow night, and they're going to happen Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So every weekday that's not a Wednesday is when the call is going to happen. Same time as this webinar. Take a look at your email and get the details for that, and be sure you're on our call tomorrow with 3 guests. 3 guests. You want them with you because we're going to be able to explain the program to them very, very clearly, give them a lot of information, and get them equipped to be as successful as you're about to be with Uniquely, or as you already are. For those of you who've got groups of 500 to 600 people, I know there's a few people that already have groups that size, and that's just in a couple of weeks with this company. It's incredible to see this kind of growth so quickly. Thank you guys very much for being on this webinar. We really appreciate all your hard work. Stay unique. Be with us, stand out, get noticed, and we look forward to catching all of you tomorrow night on our opportunity call, which happens at the same time, 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern. Thank you all, and we'll see you all then. Have a great night.
Call recording is off.